Handayani. Still with me, Lina Karlina at SMA Handayani 1 Pameungpeuk. Okay, today we will learn about news for fourth grade. Okay, now we will learn about chapter 4, What's the News Today? Chapter 4, What's the News Today? News item. Writing a news item, cultural awareness. And then to be and to have and grammar. Newsreader. Being a newsreader is not easy. You have to pay attention to pronunciation, intonation, clarity in speaking, and pause. This is how a newsreader commonly hosts a program. First is opening. Greet your listener or viewers, mention your name and the program you are hosting, and tell them how long the program will last. The second is introduction. Mention where the news comes from and the topic. And the third one is news. Deliver the headlines or lead, news beaters, and reminders. And the last one is closing. Say when you will be back with the program and ask your listener or viewers to stay tuned. Newspaper boys and newspaper hawkers. In Western nations such as Holland, Australia, the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, newspaper delivery to houses or office was done by newspaper boys, newsboys, or paper boys. Paper boys took a very important role since this is the first paying job available for children and young teenagers, especially male. In contrast with paper boys, newspaper hawkers sold newspapers to passersby on the street, often with a very vocal promotion. News item. This is a text about news item. The example is about Kendari, shark team find 3 more victims. Kendari, on Tuesday, 3 more victims from a ship that sank in the Banda Sea were found by a search and rescue team. They were Aristiono, the captain of the Amami cargo ship, Yakub, a crewman, and Suharto, passengers. The Amami cargo ship had been missing since the incident occurred on Friday last week. The 3 victims were found on Tuesday, floating in the water close to Menue Island, Central Sulawesi Province. 2 other victims were earlier saved by the SAR team in the Banda Sea on Saturday last week, only a day after the ship sank due to bad weather. The SAR team is still searching for 10 crew members and a passenger still missing after the incident, said Rocky Asikin, the head of Kendari SAR team. You can see in the first paragraph is about newsworthy event, and the second paragraph and the third paragraph is about background events, and the last one is source. And you can see about the passive voice used in this news item, about were found, were earlier saved, and then about search and rescue, and then the past tenses you can see in this text too, and the direct and indirect speech. And now, news item social function. To inform reader, listener, or viewers about events of the day which are considered important and interesting. The text organization, newsworthy event, about recount the event in summary form, inform readers important or unique reader of an event subject related as well as the location and the date. This paragraph answers the 5 WH question. And second one is background events, elaborate what happened to whom and in what circumstances. Tell the readers the sequence of the event in chronological order, and sometimes also explain why the event happened. And the last one is sources, are comment by participants in, witnesses to, and authorities experts on the event, used in quote attribution and in paraphrase and quote attribution in writing source. Ceremonial news and crime news. The differences between these two is ceremonial news tell us about a formal event performed on a special occasion, example, the official opening of a building, seminar, congress, commemoration, anniversary, or a handover of a position. And the crime news tell about any violation of law, an omission of a duty, or the commission of an act forbidden by law. Grammar focus. In this news item, there's the past tenses. The simple past, the example is we went to the zoo last week. I was very happy and wanted to go there again. And the past continuous, the example is they were watching television when the thief entered their house quietly. And the past perfect example, she had come earlier before we arrived there. Passive voice. Passive voice is used to emphasize the action, not the participant who did it. It is also useful when you don't know who the agent is. Study the sentences below. Number 1. A mountainous valley of Inner Mongolia was shaken by a strong earthquake measuring 6.4 on the Richter scale last Friday. 2. Warning had been given by the police, but the motorists chose to ignore them. 3. Lava has been discharged by the volcanic mountains in the Sunda Strait several times lately. Direct and indirect speech. Direct speech. The example is, these victims were taken to hospital for intensive care, said the chief of police. The indirect speech, the example is the meteorologist said that there were no victims during the tremors. Okay, now I will show you a video for an example of news.
Good morning, I'm Antoni Maulana Kurniawan and this is News Update on GTV. Dear listeners, News Update will bring you interesting news over the next half hour. The first news comes from Jakarta. The government has warned officials against holiday hangovers. The Administrative Reforms Minister said that all civil servants across the nation must return to work on Monday after having 9 days off to celebrate Idul Fitri. Civil servants began their days off on Saturday, August 3. The Idul Fitri public holidays fall on August the 8th and 9th. Many private companies will also resume business on Monday. 9 days is quite long holiday. Civil servants should be fully recharged by then to provide maximum public service on Monday. There will be no tolerance for missing work that day, the minister said in a statement released by the Cabinet Secretariat on Sunday. Listeners, we'll be back with news update after the following advertisement. Stay tuned in GTV. Thank you.
Okay everyone, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe this channel.